Previously on Divorce Court.
I'm here to get guidance and advice from you because my husband messed up way too many times. I suspect him of cheating. I was putting laundry away, I went into his drawer, his sock drawer. I find condoms.
Do you all use condoms in your relationship?
No, why? I was pregnant with our second child, and he's gonna tell me that they were handing them out at the strip club.
Well,
why did you have a condom from the strip club?
Well, they was handing them out for safe sex at the strip club.
You have safe sex at home with your pregnant wife.
Thank you. He has some profile, some hookup profile. And I'm like seeing these messages going back and forth. So I confront her later. I message her. She's like, oh no, he was going on to me.
I did show her my junk.
So you showed her your big joy, huh? Let me tell you about this one time though, on the balcony. He likes to go and smoke and talk to his friends or whatever. He went down the pole on the balcony like a ninja and they went to go get drugs or whatever.
For somebody who claims to not be an addict, you seem to exhibit a whole lot of junkie shenanigans. Sir, I'm gonna turn to you. You said you were prepared to do what's necessary to get your family back. This sounds like you got a lot of work to do. So what are you prepared to do, sir?
Stop a lot of things, you know? Stop a lot of things, put it all in her court and see where it goes.
It's not in her court.
Okay.
Think about that for a minute.
Yeah, I have something.
It's about action on your part, because I haven't heard her doing drugs. I haven't heard her staying out. I haven't heard her losing a phone in the guest room / lawn of the stripper neighbors. Sorry, the swinger neighbors. I need to get the vices correct.
Right.
Sorry.
Exactly.
Well, let me tell you about something else, though. Let me tell you about this hardest time in my life that I went through, okay? That I had skin cancer on my face. They did a biopsy, and I ended up with a hole on the left side of my face. So I had to go get plastic surgery. This is like a hard time in my life that I am going through, you know? And I'm emotional. He's driving me to go get surgery. And literally when we were going over there, all he could do was just be so cruel and mean and treat me like trash, calling me the B word. He was so mean. He's like, why you gotta do this? This is gonna cost so much money.
But who did it?
Why do we have to do this? Like, everything's my fault.
Did I go?
You win, but he was not
Did I
comforting
go?
the whole car ride.
Did I go?
He just made me feel so at
Why
unease.
you always gotta be the victim?
Whatever, we get there. The doctor even said, he's like, if you didn't get this taken out and had this surgery, it would have went to your eye. You could have lost your eye.
I'm
sorry.
That's
what I'm saying.
Why are you acting like you're supposed to get a bravo for doing what you're supposed to do? You're supposed to take her to the hospital. You're supposed to make sure it's paid for. You're supposed to be comforting. You don't get a cookie for doing your job. Let me tell you something. The vows say in sickness and in health, and I don't care that you got married at the courthouse, I'm pretty sure they mean the same thing, okay? And if your wife, your children, your family member needed something and you had the resources, you don't get to throw that in people's faces. I'm telling you right now, the thought that my husband would publicly or privately throw in my face that he helped me get a surgery that was life-altering. So you're telling me that this beautiful woman had to get an operation on her face. Do you know that scares me so much? And the thought that her husband is standing here publicly and saying, well, I paid for it. Well, sir, bravo. You did your husbandly duty.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I'm sure she appreciates that.
Yeah.
What made you ask him to leave?
I was just fed up, honestly, with the drugs and his attitude, the way he disrespected me. And this was the last straw. Spring break, we went to Florida with our kids, okay? We stopped at the gas station to get a drink. I got some soda, he gets a beer. I'm in the car driving. He opens up the beer. And I'm looking at him like, are you really doing that right now? And he's like, shut up, B. And then he turns around and looks at my daughter and he says, see, this is why I want out. I'm like, are you serious right now? You don't disrespect me in front of our kids and then tell them this is why you want out? Like, who does that? What kind of father figure are you right now showing this off to my kids and disrespecting me?
But what I
and calling me a B?
What I understand is...
What?
I wasn't driving. I poured the beer in a cup.
That makes it better.
I don't
Makes it
recall.
so
I don't
much better.
recall all of what you're saying.
Yeah, you don't. It's
I don't
some
recall all of
drugs.
that.
It's some alcohol.
'Cause I mean, we was
I'm
on.
sorry,
we was,
I'm sorry, sir. Y'all never heard of the open container law?
Thank you.
That's when you get caught.
Wow. Yeah.
That's when
Yeah.
you get caught.
Right.
That's the only time that happens, when you get caught. The retainer.
You do that on your own time, though.
Sir, let me tell you something. You have your children in the car where your wife is driving and you have an open container and you say it only matters when you get caught, and you telling me you're driving to Florida. At any given moment, a minority couple could be pulled over in Florida. Thank you.
Right.
Holla.
Right.
We know that to be fact. How many times have we seen, heard, and read about that?
How many
with your
times-
brown self, okay?
How many times have you seen a minivan pulled over by a cop? Because we were in a minivan.
You really want me to answer that question?
Wow.
Being married to a Puerto Rican man. Honey, a Hispanic man in a minivan is the first person that they will pull over.
Well,
Thank you.
Yeah. No.
Let's
excuse.
be very clear. Don't ask me the question that you don't know the answer to.
Oh, I do know the answer to it. Because I've been on the earth for 48 years, and
Oh, so you
I
know it all.
haven't seen a minivan pulled over for driving speed. Only fix tires and check on. That's all.
You find an excuse for everything. And ma'am, you picked him. I'd love to hear from the witness.
My name is Gloria Bustamante. I'm here for my daughter, Natalie. He's very selfish person, everything for him.
Yeah.
So he's basura.
20 years, this lady didn't have to pay nothing.
And Mrs. Bustamante, do you think that they should try to reconcile?
No, I wanted the divorce.
Well, you know what? I brought my mom here as a witness. That's all I got to say.
Well, I'd love to hear from the witness. Will you please ask the witness to join us?
Sure.
Hello, ma'am. Please tell me your name and your relationship to the litigants.
Yes, my name is Gloria Bustamante. I'm here for my daughter, Natalie.
And Mrs. Bustamante, you have been around for the entire 20 years of this relationship. What's your opinion
Unfortunately,
on
yeah.
this marriage?
Very bad marriage to
What
start
makes you
with.
say it's a bad marriage?
Because she married somebody from the country that doesn't have any education or manners or anything, and nothing to offer her for a better life. She's my only daughter. I always want to have a big wedding. They went and got married in the courthouse, and I never was happy with him.
What have you directly observed that makes you say you've never been happy with him?
I always want to be away from that for him because he has no manners. He has nothing to offer her. He's
Oh my
very,
God.
he's very selfish person. Everything for him.
Yeah.
So he is basura.
She's
basura.
sitting here, and
Trying
I'm
to
not
talk,
gonna
not
sit
him.
here and get smashed on when you, like you say, 20 years, this lady didn't have to pay nothing.
Okay,
Took care
don't
of all the bills.
disrespect
I
my
took care-
mother, please.
One
Oh,
person
my-
at a time, please.
Yeah.
One person.
I
Yeah.
took care of all the bills.
Not-
all the bills. Came up with a situation for my wife because she couldn't.
Wow.
She was irresponsible with
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
I paid all the bills. I said, Natalie, why don't you take your check
lying.
and make us and put in the savings account? Gloria, you don't have a house, a pot to piss in, or a window to throw it out. So you have nothing to say. When you get something, then say
You
something.
better be quiet,
She's my mother,
okay?
though.
I'm not.
Where's the respect for
I'm
your
not-
elders?
Ain't no respect.
You have to
Mike
respect
talking.
me.
Mike talking.
Very,
Mike
very
talking now.
clear to
Yeah.
me that this has been a contentious relationship for a very long time. I'm not going to resolve that today. Not at all. Ms. Bustamante, it's clear that you don't like the defendant. Do you think that they should try to reconcile?
No, I wanted the divorce. That's not the right guy for her to spend the rest of her life. She can do better than that. She can have somebody that loves her and take care of her and help her in everywhere. let me tell you, my granddaughter is a cheerleader, and my grandson wants to play soccer. He doesn't pay a penny. She has to work 2-3 jobs trying to pay for the stuff for the kids. She has to come out with the money because he doesn't want to pay anything.
So you say that in addition to emotional abuse, financially, he's not taking care of responsibility.
No, he is so selfish. Everything's for him.
I'm going to speak to this couple again, but I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome.
But I'm ready to see these results.
What do the results mean to you?
I just want to know some truth to it.
Corey, will you please get the witness?
Sure.
My name is John Yarbrough. I am a certified polygraph examiner.
We asked Mr. Chavis, has he had sexual contact with anyone besides his wife?
The polygraph examination revealed
Ma'am, your mother seemed to indicate that you were not getting financial support. Is that true?
A lot of times it wasn't true, especially for the kids, like the kids' activities. He was not supportive of that. He said that's a waste. Why do they need to do that? Because they're kids, they want to do it. We're supposed to be there for their dreams, right? For things they want to do, to keep them out of trouble. But I'm ready to see these results. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I'm ready to see these results.
What do the results mean to you?
I just want to find some comfort in knowing on some of this stuff that he claims that he did not do or whatnot. I just want to know some truth to it. That's it.
Sir, you willingly submitted to a polygraph examination performed by a certified polygraph examiner. I'd like to ask the examiner to join us. Is that okay?
Hey, you can.
Corey, will you please get the witness?
Sure.
Please state your name and your company affiliation.
My name is John Yarbrough. I am a certified polygraph examiner and a member of the American Polygraph Association, and I have conducted over 300 varying polygraph examinations.
For multiple entities, from law enforcement agencies to private entities, am I correct?
That is correct, ma'am.
Our defendant willingly submitted to a polygraph examination performed by you. You asked him 3 questions, it's my understanding.
That is correct, ma'am.
Number 1, we asked Mr. Chavis if on the night he lost his phone at the swinger's house, did he have sexual contact with anyone that was not his wife?
That is correct.
What was Mr. Chavis's answer?
His answer was no.
What did the test results indicate?
The polygraph examination results revealed there was no deception to that question.
Which means he answered truthfully.
Yes, ma'am.
Question number 2. We asked Mr. Chavis if on the night he left his house by jumping off the balcony, did he have sexual contact with anyone that was not his wife?
That is correct.
What was Mr. Chavis's answer?
Mr. Chavis answered no.
And what did the results indicate?
The polygraph examination revealed that there was no deception noted to that question.
Meaning he answered truthfully.
Yes, ma'am.
And the third question, we asked Mr. Chavis, since 2001, has he had sexual contact with anyone besides his wife?
That is correct.
What was Mr. Chavis's answer?
Mr. Chavis answered no.
And what did these results indicate?
The polygraph examination's results determined there was no deception to that question.
Meaning he answered truthfully.
Correct.
Mr. Chavis, you answered truthfully to the accusations of cheating. Since 2001, that's 20 years. 22 years, as a matter of fact. Ma'am, you owe your husband an apology.
You know what? I do, okay? I mean, it's hard to believe with everything that I've seen, with the chit-chats and his habits of porn and him being on the phone.
You owe your husband
Yes.
an apology.
I'm sorry.
No, that's not sincere
I'm
enough.
sorry.
That's not, no,
I'm sorry.
no. I want one more sincere than that one.
And you deserve it.
I know.
But he's still on drugs. But other than that, for that part, thank you. Thank you.
No,
But he's still
you
on
owe him an apology.
I'm sorry for believing that you would step out in our marriage.
Thank you.
How about that?
I accept that one.
Okay.
Ms. Chavis? Mr. Chavis?
Yes, ma'am.
Are we moving on or are we staying in this same spot?
I will think about allowing him back in the house.
That's not what I'm asking you. Because
Yes.
there are so many things that are going on in this relationship that you all have not resolved.
Right. I'm not saying tomorrow, but, you know, in due time, like, take it slow, baby steps. I will think about him coming back in the house for the sake of our kids.
But I do need to be back in the house because I'm feeling lonely. And I need my wife back, and I need my kids back.
I know you miss this.
I do.
So, yeah.
Mr. Yarbrough, thank you for your time and thank you for your assistance today.
Thank you, ma'am.
Appreciate it. Mr. Chavis?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Your wife's concerned that your use of drugs are impacting on your family. Do you accept that, sir?
I'm gonna go 75%, yeah. But the other percentage, nah, because sometimes I don't even do it at the house.
It doesn't matter, sir. Your kids deserve to have a father that is drug-free and a home that is drug-free. I'm asking you, will you accept that your wife does not want to be married to a man that indulges in any kinds of narcotics? That's just it.
I need you to go 90 days without drugs. Can you do that? 90 days? Can you do that? Not no 3 weeks, 3 months.
I can do 90
Okay.
days, Nat. I can do 90 days.
All right.
Here's my question. Can you make a dedication to not only get clean, but to enter a program, an outpatient program, that can help you stay clean? Because that's what we're talking about. Sir, can you make that commitment? Your children deserve that, and you deserve that.
I can make that commitment for my kids. For my kids.
And for yourself.
Yeah, and for myself. You're right.
You told me that you would do anything, and I appreciate the fact that you followed through. Ma'am?
And I do have divorce papers, and I don't know what to do with it, but I do have them.
Corey, will you give me the divorce papers?
Sure.
Thank you. These are divorce papers for the state of Georgia, and they are filled out, and they are actually signed. Would you like me to keep them, or would you like me to serve them?
Well, you know what? I mean, we've been together so long that I just don't want to, like, give up so quickly, even though I feel like I need to. He's been gone since July. So, I mean, if he can show me that he can be drug-free, I mean, I'll give it another chance. I will give it another chance right now.
I'm holding on to these papers. Mr. Chavis, you told me that you would do anything to get your wife and your children back. You want to be back in your home. The way you can be back in your home is to let your actions speak louder than your words. You spoke really clearly and really loudly that you would do anything.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
I'd like to see you do anything.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I would love to come back home. You know what I'm saying? Back to Georgia. Right now I'm in South Carolina, so I would love to come back to Georgia just to be around them because my kids are growing up now. FaceTime is you know, I want to hug both of them and my wife, you know.
Earn your way back into their home.
I'm gonna have to, because that right there, what my man just did, hoo-hoo, that said it all. That polygraph, that said it all.
Actually, sir, you said it all when you told the truth.
Exactly.
We're done here. You have my verdict.
Did you see that polygraph? True. Everything not true. Everything. Huh? So now you see. I'm not the bad guy. I'm not the bad guy, man.
All right.
Made